you don't need them because you know Einstein equations are redundant with Bianchi identities. So the Einstein equation will be used in many parts of the course as constraint equation, giving you phi and psi for given matter distribution. So I will only use two of these Einstein equations. So the first one is the one dealing with the shear component of the metric and of delta T min. The shear component tells you that a minus 2 k squared, because I'm already working in Fourier space, so I don't have a gradient here, times phi minus phi is equal to 12 pi j times the sum over all the fluids of the anisotropic stress component. So plus T sigma of my fluid. I is a label for the fluid. And this equation is interesting because very often we will deal with fluid with no anisotropic stress, with a very strong physical justification for this. If this is the case, if all the sigma I are 0 or negligible, then you see that phi is equal to psi. And there is only one degree of freedom in the scalametric expressions. The other illuminating Einstein equation is the one for the zero flow component. It tells you that a minus 2 times k squared phi plus 3 a prime over a phi prime plus a prime over a psi is equal to minus 4 pi j times the total perturbation of energy that I wrote off that you get by summing over species. And now you can study the limit of this equation for modes which are inside the Hubble radius. So lambda much smaller than RH, corresponding to k, as we just said, much bigger than a prime over a. If I am in this sub-Hubble limit, the term with the factor k will always win over the term with the factor a prime over a. And this equation we simply reduce minus k squared over a squared of phi or 4 pi j. Then I will stop. And this goes the following. Okay, the difference with the Poisson equation of Newtonian gravity is first that here we don't have just the Laplacian, but we have the Laplacian divided by a square. This is because this Laplacian here is defining comoving space. You need an a square factor in order to have here a physical Laplacian with respect to physical limits. The other difference with respect to Newtonian gravity is that you don't have a total density, but it's perturbations here. But that's obvious. In a universe which would be unperturbed, there would be no gravitational forces. It would be all homogeneous, there would be no forces, no fluctuation of the gravitational potential. You need to depart from rho bar in order to generate forces, and this is why it's only delta rho which appears here. Finally, note that you might be disturbed by the fact that I don't have a gravitational potential here, I have phi. So in order to really interpret this as a Poisson equation, I need to be in a limit in which I also have phi is equal to psi. But this is very often the case. Okay, so the idea is the following. Comoving objects have fixed comoving coordinates. Therefore, it is clever to define Fourier space with respect to comoving coordinates and to follow a mode with a given comoving wavelength, 2 pi over k. When you multiply by a, you naturally account for the expansion of the universe, okay? By saying that the real side of this mode follows the expansion of the universe. Is that okay? Perfect. No question? Can we go to the next item? Okay? So, equations of motion. We will not give them in details, but we will sketch what will appear in the following. Equations of motion. We will deal with a variety of fluids described by different sets of equations. They can be placed on a scale going from the most strongly coupled fluids to the most weakly or even completely decoupled fluids. Or species. Decoupled fluids sounds steady. Species. On the strong decoupled side, we will have baryons. So they have some Coulomb interaction and least with electrons. On the decoupled side, we will have neutrinos and all that matter. And the photon will go all the way through recombination from the strongly coupled to the decoupled regime. So we need to find an equation for gamma covering the two cases. Any equation of motion should be compatible with the Bianchi identities, which are structural identities in gravity, saying that the covariant derivative of the first energy tensor that I write with a capital T is equal to 0.
開始でございます。
はい、どうも。
ありがとうございます。ただご視聴されて、ストローを利用して名前からお送りください。99円でございます。電話をお借りいたします。支援の開始でございます。ありがとうございます。
Value, and which is related to the shape of the vector distribution, is negligible with respect to the everyday life. So all that matter occupies a very, very thin layer in space. In this case, everything is as if you had a single flow of matter. By this I mean that if you look at the velocity in a given point, the bulk velocity here is approximately equal to the peculiar velocity of each individual particle, produced of the small differences. So it's like if you had a bulk velocity. Moreover, the pressure usually is related to the kinetic energy of individual particles, and so it's related to the square of the velocity dispersion. So the pressure for Cold matter is negligible. So at the end of the day, I still have delta T 60 something, which is 0, and I still have bulk velocity, which forbids any anisotropic stress. So this is effectively equivalent. So what happens? Happy to have you guys here, and I have to say the class is off to an unusual start. I've never, turn the microphone, you can hear me. You can hear me now. I've never had a class start off with silence like that. I don't know, this is very unusual. There's just, I mean, maybe I'm thinking I got my pants undone or something like that. I don't know. It's a sure way to get everybody's attention. Let's see, let me say a little bit about the class, a little bit about myself, a little bit about you, and then we'll dive into some biochemistry. So I see some familiar faces. I see many smiling faces, which is always good to see on the first day of class. And I'm very happy to see that. I know biochemistry for a lot of you is a subject that's scary, that's intimidating, that is whatever, and I don't think it needs to be. I think the more afraid you are of something, the less likely you are to do well with it. And I really don't want you to have that fear. I don't want you to have that dread. I want you to come to this class and learn in this class. And I think the best way to do that is if you're comfortable with the class, with me, etc. So I promise that I will do with you whatever I can to make you comfortable, help you in any way that I can. I keep a lot of office hours, and I always say, and it's true, you can't come to see me too often. So if you have questions that you can't get resolved, that you can't understand, or the TA can't help you with, or whatever, then I'm more than happy to help you. So please come and see me. That's something that I like to do. It's a big class. This class is the biggest 400 level class taught on the OSU campus, and it's the biggest by about almost twofold. Yeah, we're number one, right? There are obviously disadvantages to small classes, to large classes. And I personally like large classes. Part of this I'm a ham, I guess, so I like to get in front of a lot of people and fool myself. But part of it is that I sort of like that energy that comes from a big class. The downside, of course, is there's only one of me, and there's a total of this morning 280 of you. And that's a lot of people. And so it's probably for that reason that I videotape my lectures, I provide all the materials, online streaming, etc. The eCampus students who are in other locations see videos and watch and take as well. I feel accountable. Going through. And if you have comments or questions at any time, I encourage you to let me know and so forth. So I'm kind of curious to sort of shout back at me, sort of thing. What kind of, when I say biochemistry, what are the thoughts that come to mind? Molecules, protein folding, enzymes, anything besides the actual components of biochemistry? Yeah. Pharmacy, okay, there you go. How many okay, I'll think for how many pre-pharmacy, pre-dentistry, pre-veterinary, pre-med, whoa, I got to get up around that one. And how many for something besides those areas? Wow, okay, so it's quite a mix. Obviously, the students take this are almost exclusively in the life sciences. You don't take biochemistry unless you have something that is there for them. This is a class that most students take because they have to, not because they want to, and I recognize that as well. So I want to help you to learn biochemistry. I want you to enjoy biochemistry as much as I enjoy biochemistry. And I think I'll have some fun things for you to do during the term, but we'll do that. The class includes recitations, and there are each person in the class is required to go to a recitation. Attendance at recitation is 5% of your grade, so expect you to go to recitation, and that you will participate. There's no assignments, you don't turn anything in.
but we pay to have TAs in recitation to help you solve problems. And you'll see that especially this term, working through problems and so forth, is a very big component. And so it's for that reason that we want you to go to recitation so that you'll have the leg up that you need to work those problems. Okay? I'm available as well to help you when you have difficulties and so forth with that. But the recitations are there for you to get the assistance that you need. And no, I do not allow you to not misread, to not go to recitation. So you need to go to recitation. Okay. When you log into the class, welcome. How you guys doing? That's okay. I'm lost too, but then I'm in the middle of the lecture, so how you doing? Okay. Okay, I guess. All right. So anyway, I'm very happy that you're here, and I'm on to will be, I think, an exciting term. The syllabus is required reading in the course. So you download the syllabus off the webpage. I don't write it here. I don't see a reason to waste paper. But you do need to require it. I generally ask one question off the syllabus on the first exam. So it's important that you know what's in the syllabus and you understand the rules of the course which are in that syllabus. You can download that right there. Most of you, when you come in, will come in. Oh, by the way, something, my calendar, I should also mention this. My calendar, if you click here, is available. And my calendar shows where I am, when I am, etc. I have two offices. I'm working in the Honors College now. I'm also working in biochemistry. So my two offices are in ALS 2145. That's my biochemistry office. And I have an office in the Honors College, which is Strand Ag Hall 229. How do you know when I'm in each one? If you look on here, for example, you'll see tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. I have UHC. UHC stands for University Honors College. And when you see that, I will generally be in that office for 90 minutes. So from 8 o'clock until about 9:30, I'll be over there. You can see my schedule of meetings and so forth. And that tells you where I am. You do not need to make an appointment to see me. And I don't even post specific office hours. My policy is when I'm in my office, you're welcome to come any time. So on average, I'm in my office about 25 hours a week, depending on the office. If you want to make an appointment, make sure you know where I am. I'm happy to do that as well. But you do not have to make an appointment to come see me. And if for some reason you can't find me at any of my office hours, then let me know and I'll make other arrangements. I've been known to do some evenings and weekends if they were able to do things like I got jobs and things like that. Sometimes it's difficult to make those connections. So my calendar will always tell you where I am, when I am, etc. And my class always has the highest priority. So I want you to have priority in terms of things I need to do. So when I'm meeting with somebody, like I'm with Alex in the morning, come by and let me know that you're there, and I will finish and then quickly get to work with you. Okay? So that's my plan. Let's see, what else? So that's my calendar. My calendar is right there. I'm on Facebook. I'm sitting on Facebook. I enjoy taking on a Facebook friend. You're already on Facebook, which is kind of cool. The main thing you're going to go on this page for is to find this. Okay? So this is the class schedule page. It tells you a little bit of technical things about the pages. I videotape each lecture, as I said, and within about 24 hours, it varies a little bit from time to time, depending upon how busy I am and how busy the campus server is. Within that 24 hours, I will post on your links to streaming and downloadable versions of this video. You can put those on your iPod, you can watch them over the internet, you can do whatever you want to with those. I also have podcasts available for those that you can also pull down. And I make what I call highlights available. Highlights are my written summary of what I thought was the most important things that I talked about in the lecture. Now, I give you all the materials. It's very easy to look at that and say, oh my God, there's going to be so much material. And there's a lot of material in the course. But these are all things that I'm providing to you to help you to learn. Okay? I'm not giving you extra things to pile on and say, okay, now here's another chapter that you can go read and you'll be responsible for on the exam. Okay? My policy on exams is that I can assure you that I will never ask you a question about something I haven't talked about in class. So when we look at information in the class, the highest priority of information is what I talk about in class. Okay? The other things in the class are there to help you better understand what I talk about in the class. So my highlights are my summaries of what I talked. The highlights were about what I talked about in class. Okay? The textbook is there to help you, again, see that information in a different way from what I've been talking about and help you to better understand. The textbook, of course, has problem sets and things like that that can help you to understand the material better. Okay. As you probably guessed, I am a pacer. And I'm told that if you watch my videos on high speed, it's a great tennis match. I go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay. If you go on fast speed, if you go on normal speed, it sounds like I'm talking at fast speed because I talk too fast. And I don't mind you raising your hand, taking me to slow down. A lot of times I get going and I have no idea how fast I'm going. Okay. So if that happens, then I will definitely try to slow down and work within those time constraints. Questions, comments? There's a quiet group I've ever seen. Except for that person over there going, yeah. All right, so there are, of course, the other reasons to come to class. There are, of course, occasionally technical problems. There's a technical problem with the camera. There's a technical problem with the audio or something like that. Of course, if you were counting on that to be there and I don't have a recording of it, then you're going to be lost. So make sure, of course, that you get as much as you can out of this course. Okay, that said, if there are no comments or questions, we're going to start our journey through biochemistry here. Yes? Good question. I just had the TA this morning take over 2 books in the library. It takes the library a little while to get them there, so I get them posted. So they're not probably there today. They should be there, I would think, in the next few days in the library. So yes, I do post those books in the library for you to check out. I would say I wrote a textbook a few years ago, and my sympathy is the students with the ridiculous prices that the companies charge for textbooks. And I can tell you it's not due to the royalties that they pay authors. It's absolutely not the case. But the textbook prices are outrageous. If there's things I can do to help you around that, I will do that, of course, but I do have a textbook for the course, and so you'll find it. As a supplement, I'm not going to ask you things I don't talk about, so things I talk about are the highest priority. Yes? It's right at the top of the thing. Okay, so it's OregonState.edu/instruction. Okay. and slash DB450. So if you go to that page, right there, slash DB450, that'll get you to this page, and then everything else might be there. Okay. Okay, so this is a class for undergraduate and graduate students. Common questions I get are,